to today's video. I am Kate. As you may or may not know, this is my first face on screen video that I will be posting. I am very nervous about this, so if I'm stumbling over my words even more, I apologize. If I do any of my nervous habits, sorry, please just bear with me. This is a difficult video for me to make for two reasons. One, to actually have my face be in the video, to be on camera. We'll go into some of that further down the line. And then it also ties into the second one, which is where I will be touching on topics that it's not the easiest to share. It's reaching a little bit into the soul and making yourself visible to people who can come back and either be kind or not be kind. And I have spent the majority of my life working very hard to be invisible. So to make myself visible is a big push, part of the self-growth journey that I am on. I do apologize if there is a glare on my glasses. I'm extremely nearsighted, and it's, just everything glares off of them. I was doing my best with the lighting, and that's why the curtains are closed, as I was trying to reduce the glare, and it went how it went. We're gonna go with it. So I apologize if there's a glare off of my glasses. So today's video, I am going to be talking about the goals and intentions I have set for myself for 2023. I am breaking them down into steps monthly. So I'm going to go over my overall goals for 2023. Then I will be going over the goals I did for January 2023. I'm also then going to do some reflection, and I'm going to end with the goals I'm setting for February of 2023. So thank you for joining me today as I share with you my goals and intentions and my reflections for this first month of 2023. I apologize if I'm looking down a lot. I'm looking down at the goals that I have written down for myself for the year. So the New Year vision board that I printed out, I was emailed it. I believe I do subscribe to the Budget Mom, and I believe it came out in an email that I received from them. Yes, it was from the Budget Mom. And the categories are physical, spiritual, family, mental, financial. So within each of these categories, I set long-term goals for the year and then short-term goals. For physical, I'm umming a lot. It is my first long-term physical goal is to lose 50 pounds by the end of 2023. I would also like to lose 12 inches overall. It's a little bit of an aesthetic reason, but it's also very much a health reason. I come from a family where both sides, diabetes and heart disease, are very high health risk factors in my family. And now that I am 40, I know that I need to take better care of myself to try and combat those risks. I would also like to gain strength in my arms. I used to be much stronger. I'm much weaker now. It's actually kind of sad a little bit sometimes. So my short-term goals towards achieving these long-term physical goals is to walk a mile a day and increase that every month until I'm walking 5 miles a day. And my second short-term goal is to wear one dress a week. I very much love dresses. As I started to gain weight as a child, I felt a little more noticeable, not like I didn't look very good even though I love dresses. I felt like they didn't look good on me, so I stopped wearing them. So I'm focusing on getting back towards wearing what I love and not worrying so much about what others think about what I'm wearing. For my long-term spiritual goals, it is to create gratitude by doing daily gratitude practice and then do a daily spiritual practice. My short-term goals to achieve these long-term goals are to listen to a chakra alignment video when I sleep, to declutter my room because when my space is cluttered, my mind is very much cluttered, I've noticed, and to read one book a week and try new genres. I'm very much a romance and smutty romance reader. Nothing wrong with that. It's fun, it's enjoyable, but it doesn't really expand the mind. So I want to bring in some new genres. My long-term goals in regards to family is, so these ones are like scary, like the heart's pounding a little bit, like whew. But what do they say? If you don't put it into the universe, then, the universe can't respond. So one of my long-term goals is to get engaged by the end of 2023. I am single. I am not seriously dating anyone at this time. But one of my dreams ever since I was little was to be married and have a family of my own. That has not materialized yet at this point. I can go into a lot of reasons for that, which I might, I guess, bearing the soul, maybe a little bit. Then maybe some of what I share, others might hear in my words, and I feel it's very important. I come from a family that's very much don't talk about it, just kind of stuff it down and deal. And I'm just not hardwired that way. I'm very much more emotional than the rest of my family. So it was not always the easiest environment for me to thrive in growing up, because there was quite a few things that I went through, some abuse and things like that. Sorry about that. As you noticed, this is part of why I posted a warning at the beginning of the video, because I don't want to accidentally trigger anybody. I did grow up in an abusive home. So while being married and having a family of my own was a dream of mine, there was also a lot of fear about trusting a man enough to let him be that close to me where he could hurt me. And so I had set myself up where that was not something that was ever going to be possible. I am working through a lot of that now in my goal to meet someone who loves me the way I deserve and complements my life and adds to my life and will be a partner as I travel the rest of the road of life. My second goal, long term, is to get pregnant by the end of 2024. Again, I'm 40 years old. I don't know that that's in my future. It kind of hurts a little bit, it was something I had wanted very much when I was younger. And then as I got older, I started to tell myself, oh, well, it's too late now. You can't have that. You need to let that dream go. And then I was like, you know what? I may not find that. I may not get that dream. That's okay. It doesn't mean I shouldn't reach for that dream. So my goal is to get pregnant by the end of 2024. If I don't, I am looking at, once I'm in a committed, loving relationship, more financially stable, fostering and or adopting. There are so many children in this world who grow up that don't experience safe and loving homes, and that is something I would like to offer. So even if I do have a child of my own, I've always considered fostering and or adopting. because it's always been important to me that children that may have grown up in non-loving environments know that there are people that care, there are people that love them and want the best for them. Okay, so we're gonna move past that one. Another long-term goal for me in regards to my family is to release the anger and resentment that I have towards them, either for being the one that inflicted the pain or for being the ones that trained me, just stuff it down, don't talk about it. So it is a journey. I have made some progress. I don't have as much anger and resentment towards my family for that. There is still some lingering, and that's not something that I want to hold on to, because there's a saying that you drink the poison hoping to kill the other person, and all you're doing is harming yourself. So all I'm doing is harming myself by holding on to this anger and resentment. So I am working on releasing it to the universe. As Corey Feldman recently said in the episode that he was on with Mayiam Bialik's Breakdowm, I can forgive, I will never forget. So I will never forget that I want to forgive. So for my mental health goals for 2023, my long term is to reduce negative self-talk. I am very critical of myself. I'm a perfectionist. There's a lot of things I wanted to try and go for in my life that I have not, because I deemed myself unworthy. And so I'm working on reducing negative self-talk. I want to increase self-love to get that I am whole, complete, and perfect the way that I am. Unfortunately, right now, the message that is at my core is that I am broken and I need to be fixed, which is not true. The logical part of me knows that is not true, but at my core, I haven't learned that yet. So that is a goal of mine to learn this year, that I am whole, complete, and perfect. And increase my confidence, because confidence is, it's beneficial in all areas of life, personal, professional, all areas. Confidence is beneficial, and there's nothing wrong with being confident and going for what you want. My short-term goals to achieve my long-term goals are to say a positive mantra every day, and to journal every day, and to clean my room weekly, because when my room starts getting messy, that's when I know my mind is a little too cluttered, because my living space reflects my mind, and they kind of play this weird game off of each other. And my room gets messy because my mind is messy, and then my mind is messy because my room is messy. So cleaning my room daily to keep my space and my mind clear. For financial goals, my long term, they have changed a little bit. I originally had the goal to save $4,000 to pay off my car, but if you watch my debt confession video, that goal has now changed to pay off the $4,500 in credit card consumer debt that I have on credit cards. And then save $1,000 in an emergency fund. I actually already had that, so that one no longer applies. And save $500 in my primary checking account. I do have multiple checking accounts. So my goal is to save $500 in my primary savings account. And then this one is like a big push for me, because I make about $38,000 a year now pre-tax. So I only bring home about $35,000 a year. My goal is to earn a net of $50,000 in 2023. And my short-term goals, initially I'm starting off slow, is to increase my income by $100 a week. I am looking at creating side hustles to work towards creating this net income of $50,000. I've begun door dashing. I'm looking at creating a home-based baking business. I am It's another big dream of mine that I put away that I need to work on. I would like to be a self-published author. So a goal of mine is to write and self-publish a book by the end of 2023. Okay. And then just for places I want to go, while there's so many places I want to go, I'm a huge lover of travel. I would visit everywhere in the world if I could afford it. I'm starting small right now, just going on one hike a month because I find nature very calming. I love to be in nature, so it would also tie into my spiritual and my mental health. Now let's go ahead and get into the specific goals I had set for myself for January of 2023, working towards my long-term goals. So in my personal goals, it was to establish a good morning routine. It was to drink 64 ounces of water a day. It was to create a YouTube channel. It was to declutter my room. It was to go on one hike. And it was to read one book a week. So, what did I achieve? What did I not achieve? I'm still working on the good morning routine. Some mornings it's there. Most mornings it's not. Drink 64 ounces of water daily. Again, some days it's there, some days it's not. The majority of the days it's there, but I do have days where it's not. I did create the YouTube channel, which was a big thing for me. Big thing, So I'm very happy about that. Declutter my room. So I started, I was going, I was good, and then I got overwhelmed. I was like, nope. And I paused, but but it is because it's very important for my mental health. It is something that needs to occur. Go on one hike. At this point, I have not gone on a hike this month. It's been very stormy here in Northern California, or California in general, but I live in Northern California. There's been flooding in my area, so the hiking trails are all muddy and full of water and things. So I had thought about doing an urban hike. I didn't do that. So there was not a hike this month. Read one book a week. So I did have weeks where I read, but I had weeks where I did not read. So that didn't happen. And there was no new genre. So it was all the smutty romance. For financial, I had the goal to earn an extra $100 a week. I only hit that 1 week, but that's okay because I need to balance my mental health with my goals. I'm someone, if I get too overwhelmed or stressed, it does severely impact my immune system and I get very ill. It's just not good. So I always have to make sure that I'm managing my mental health with anything that's possible stressors. Sign up for DoorDash. I did do that. List 2 items for sale on Facebook Marketplace. I did do that. Make $3,000. I did not do that. My hours are down at my full-time job, and I only DoorDashed like 1 week this month, just because of the storms, and I was dealing with some migraines 1 week. Okay. For mental health, I had the goals to reduce negative self-talk. I didn't really do that, but I did keep moving forward in some of my goals in the face of my negative self-talk. So that's a win. Say a positive mantra every day. I did do that. Journal every day. So I haven't done that. I know it's, for some people, it's great, and I think it would be great for me. It would help me open and unlock a lot of what I've stuffed down over the years. But a part of me is scared to unlock all of that, to release all of that emotion and energy into the environment around me. So I've kind of been scared to do it, but it needs to happen. Okay. So my professional goals were to have a taste testing for my research and development part of creating my home-based baking business. I did do that. To research the market for home-baked baking, I didn't really do that. I kind of did, but not as detailed as I would like. And begin a business plan. I did not do that. I was more in the getting 6 different things going rather than just focusing on one. And so that didn't occur. Before we move on to the goals I've set for February 2023, I'm going to go ahead and do some reflection questions for this current month of January 2023. What went well this month? Well, I'm personally going to say the fact that I kept to my goal of posting 3 YouTube videos a week, even in the face of my negative self-talk, like even if like, oh my gosh, that video sucks, oh my gosh, that needed more editing, the lighting was the sound was I was like, you know what, it's a journey, you're learning. So even though my mind was telling me you're not good enough, don't do it, forget it, people are gonna hate it, I continued to keep posting. So I feel that's something that went well this month. What didn't go so well this month was I didn't hit my financial goals, and I let the door dashing kind of slide a little bit. And so that didn't go so well. Like, I made enough to cover my basic expenses, but I didn't make enough to cover all the financial goals that I had for January. And then at the end, I'll do the 5 things I'm grateful for, but let's go ahead and move into my February 2023 goals. So the goals that I've set for February 2023 are to establish a good morning routine. I still want to do that. I think that will be very important to get my day started off right. I do deal with depression and anxiety, and some days it is very hard for me to even get out of bed. And so I think a good morning routine would be very helpful and healthy for me. So I want to keep working towards that in February. Of course, drink 64 ounces of water a day. Once I've gotten to the point where I'm drinking 64 ounces of water a day, I'm then going to increase it by either 24 or 32 ounces moving forward, but I have not yet done 64 ounces every day, so I want to establish that first before I push the bar. Declutter my room, because that's key. I need to create a clean living space for myself, and I need to sort through what items I want to post to sell, what items I want to donate, what items I want to keep. Go on one hike. That's very important. I want to keep that in. I love the hikes. If I can do more than one hike a month, that would be awesome. But right now, one hike a month. And then read 1 book a week. For my financial goals, earn an extra $100 a week. I didn't hit that in January, so I'm setting the goal for February. And then if I reach it for February, I might up it. In March, we'll have to wait and see. I want to list 2 more items minimum for sale on Facebook Marketplace. And I did the make $3,000 a month, my goal. That one's probably going to be my goal for a while. But then I don't know. Is that limiting self-talk? All right. And then professional, have a taste testing. I do plan to do a taste testing in February. I've already picked the style of cookie that I'm going to have my taste testers evaluate. It's just saving up now for all the ingredients that I'll need for it. Then, of course, research the baking market. So I want to go to some local like flea markets and farmers markets, possibly some local cookie shops, see what offerings are already out there so I can get an idea what's already being offered, cost, things like that. Create a business plan, because you can have the dream, but if you don't have the structure and the strategy to go with it, I don't know that it's going to be that successful. So I definitely need to work on creating a business plan. And then because I do want to write and self-publish a book by the end of 2023, I have set the goal to write 1 chapter for a story. Okay. And then the 5 things that I am grateful for are, I'm grateful for my family. I have an amazing family. While my childhood may not have been everything I wished, I am grateful for my family. I am grateful for my friends. I am grateful I have friends. I did not really start making friends until last year, so I am grateful for my friends. I am grateful that I have a roof over my head. It breaks my heart that not everyone can say that, so I am very grateful that I have a roof over my head. I am grateful for the beauty of nature. and I am grateful that I have the ability to grow as a person. So thank you for joining me on my monthly reflection and reset. Feel free to drop in the comments below any of your own goals that you had for January, any of your own accomplishments and struggles. I would love to hear how things are going for you in this new year. If you've watched this far, thank you for joining, and I hope that all of your goals, intentions, and dreams for 2023 come true.